Hi, my name is Anthony Charles, and I'd like to take some time to talk to you about 5 very simple things that I'd like you to take into consideration before joining any network marketing, any direct selling, or any multi-level marketing business. Before I go any further, I must stress to you, this is not a promotional video. This is not a sales video. I don't have any products or services that I want to market or sell to you. I am in a network marketing business. I am in the direct selling industry. So I'm pro network marketing. I'm pro direct selling. I'm pro multi-level marketing. However, I'm not here to promote the industry to you, and I'm not here to talk to you about any particular organization. What I'd like to do is to give you 5 simple things that you can take into consideration that by the time you've finished looking at this short video, you'll be able to do your homework and do your due diligence and make an informed decision before joining this industry. Okay, can we get started? The first thing I want you to take into consideration is looking past the gloss. Now, what do I mean by looking past the gloss? When we promote our businesses to you, when we promote our business opportunity to you, we put a lot of gloss on it. We make it look fantastic. Now, it's designed to appeal to your emotions, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's called good advertising. That's called great marketing, and we are excellent at doing that. The only thing about emotions is I find with many people, when emotions go up, sometimes intelligence goes down, and people find themselves making decisions that they shouldn't have made. People find themselves joining companies that they shouldn't have joined. So I'm going to ask you just to take your time before making that decision. You wouldn't make a major purchase before doing some homework or due diligence, would you? Or maybe you would, but then most of us wouldn't. So the same way as you wouldn't make a major purchase without checking first, if you're going to make a decision to get involved with something that's going to affect your life, albeit for the good, you should still make the time to do your due diligence first and look past that gloss. Okay, second things, what is the culture of the organization? How were you invited to join the business opportunity that you're looking at? Were you told that it's a business opportunity? Were you told that you're going to see a business presentation with the possibility of going into business for yourself? Or were you invited to see, let's say, a networking, to go to a networking event, or go to a workshop, or even go to a social event, only to find out halfway through the proceedings it turned into a full-blown pitch and presentation for you to get into business for yourself? I'm not going to say whether these practices are right or wrong, good or bad. I'm going to ask you to take the onus upon yourself and to see how you feel about the way you were invited. If you feel good about the way you were invited, then great. It may be a good indicator for you to proceed. If you don't feel that great, if you don't feel that positive about it, then that may be an indicator that you should stop and slow down and double check and make sure you're making the right decision. I know some people who have been invited to network marketing or direct selling businesses, and they've been told things like they don't have to sell anything, they don't have to speak to anybody, in fact they don't have to do anything, and they're going to earn loads and loads of money. If you're told any of those things or anything like that, it might be an idea again for you to take some time out to ask the question, how do I earn this money? Where does it come from? What do I have to do? These questions are simple questions, and the only silly question you're going to have is the one that you don't answer. So take your time and answer questions. The third thing I want you to take into consideration is the way the system works. Now, every good network marketing, direct selling business have great systems in place to help you to move ahead. Now, I want you to look at the way the system works. Were you asked, for instance, to join up immediately after seeing the presentation? Nothing wrong with that. I know loads of companies that have been operating successfully for years doing exactly that. If you're asked to join straight after seeing the presentation, it might be an idea to find out whether or not there's a cooling off period. Some companies have 7 days, some companies have 14 days in which you can change your mind should you wish not to proceed. If that's the case, you might want to use this time to not only give it your best shot, to make sure that you get your business off to a good start and see whether or not this is something you can actually do. It may also be an idea to take this time to do your homework and your due diligence so that you can make that informed decision. You see, Many people join businesses, or they get involved with things that look like businesses, but they end up being illegal money schemes, or they end up being businesses where the people involved do not have your best interests at heart, and they get themselves ripped off. But what I find with many people who get ripped off is that greed is the pre-qualifier to getting ripped off. In most cases, greed is that pre-qualifier. People looking at finding ways in which they can get something for nothing. And in most cases, when you're offered something for nothing, that's exactly what it is. It's absolutely nothing. So you need to check and do your homework first. Find out about how the system works. Number 4, what is the business model? I found that there's 2 main business models in network marketing and direct selling. You've got the online business model, whereby you have a team of people who are your distributors, and they are also your customers, because just like you, they buy into the products or services normally on a monthly basis. You've got the offline businesses, whereby they have that you have that network or that team of distributors, but in most cases you also have a separate customer base with whom you market the products and services to. And you've also got mixtures of both of them. I'm not going to tell you which one I think is the best model. I'm going to ask you to once again take your time and find out what kind of model you are getting involved with, and see if it's the kind of model that you can actually make work. It's as simple as that. Do you understand the compensation plan? I know the first time you see the compensation plan, you see loads of numbers and it can look very, very complicated. But if you want to understand it, take your time, break it down. Ask the person who is helping you to explain to you what happens when one person joins, what happens when the second person joins, what happens when the third person joins, and take your time and make sure you understand it. If you are, for instance, going to enter into a business where you have monthly payments on a regular basis, you may be told that when the 4th or 5th or even 3rd person joins, whatever number they tell you, you may be told that once these people join, then that takes care of your monthly membership fees. You may want to check with your own finances to make sure that, let's say for instance 6 months goes past and you don't have these people join, can you still afford those monthly payments? I think that you should at all times expect the best, but you need to plan for the worst at the same time. So take your time and do your homework and make sure that you understand how you're going to run this business and what will happen in the worst case scenarios. If you're involved in a business where you are paid just for recruiting people, your money comes from the recruiting of other people into the team, then I don't know what it's like around the world, but in England that's illegal. So if you are in a business that operates in such a way, you might want to check it out properly and make sure that's something that you want to proceed with. If there are high monthly payments, as I've said, can you afford those payments on a regular basis? Number 5, I want you to think about and just before I go into number 5, just elaborating a bit more on number 4, make sure you find out what you do have to sell. What's the product or the service? What are you actually presenting to people? Number 5, what is the training like? Most network marketing companies have fantastic training systems that allows you to build a good network of people. But is there additional training involved? Do you have training on the legal side of things, for instance? Taxation? What kind of business structure are you going to form? Are you a sole trader, partnership, or a limited company? All of these things need to be taken into consideration when you are going into business. You're going to be earning all of this money. What are you going to do with it? Also, the running costs for your business. I'm not talking about monthly payments to the organization. I'm talking about things like your telephone, your internet access, and in the case of offline businesses, your travel expenses. All of these things need to be taken into consideration before you move ahead in business. You would do it if you were going to operate a traditional business. This is no different. This is a serious business, and if you're going to get involved, then you need to approach it in a serious way so that you can have success. I don't know what your choice is going to be, but I hope that these 5 simple things allow you to do your due diligence, do your homework, and make the very, very best decision for you. All I'd like to do is to wish you the very, very best of luck for the future, no matter what your decision is. Thank you very much for listening.